So here we are, season finale of The Acolyte. Disclaimer: we do not hate Star Wars.
I don't hate Star Wars.
We don't like
We hate Soul. That's who
that.
we hate.
We don't like convoluted storylines. It was so. Here's our thing, and I think I speak for the crew when I say this. There was a story to be told. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In an 8 episodes, practically 35, 40-minute run each episode. Was the story told maybe in a too long of a form? As we know that it's as we know, it did open it up for a second season, but the way the pacing didn't portray that.
Okay.
Roundtable, let's go. Lady Mandalore.
I'd like to be the first hater and go on record as
Go ahead.
I'd like to be the first hater and go on record as my gripe mainly is with Disney Plus and everybody that's trying to cram everything into an 8 episode, trying to cram everything into 8 episodes. 2 more episodes could have probably given us a better ending, fleshed out a couple of things, maybe. But I'm tired of it. It's like once you get to my thing is when you get to episode 6 and you have a handful of questions, very unlikely it's going to be answered in 2 more episodes. And it leaves
I wouldn't say,
really unsatisfied.
I wouldn't say 10 episodes. Me personally, I wouldn't say 10 episodes. I would say a full 60-minute episode. Don't give me a timer and it says 44, 47 minutes, and 5 to 8 of those minutes are credits.
That's the credits.
Give me the hour episode so you can tell a little bit more of the story. Maybe the 8 will be better told that way, but I don't know. Lady Mandalore?
Yeah, no. I don't appreciate what they did at all. Actors, stunt work, lightsaber work, flawless. Gorgeous, beautiful. What the fuck is up with the story? What was the point? What was the point of it?
I got a question.
I guess to introduce Darth Plagueis in the most
backward,
but they did it last minute way possible.
But is that who was supposed to be the dude in the shadow?
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing.
That shit ain't no fucking way you telling me that's who the fuck that.
That's who this is setting the tone for that conversation between Anakin and the Chancellor about how Darth Plagueis found how to mitigate with the midichlorians or whatever the case may be. This is what that was
from a Jedi.
Especially because you have the 2 of them supposed to be one person, and you didn't even get a proper explanation or any explanation for that. Okay, yeah.
This show should have been 4 episodes. Who is Osha? Osha has a sister. Who is teaching Osha's sister? How did these 2 come to be? What's next? This needed to be 4 episodes.
That third question is so mind-blowing how they did not explore that.
Nope.
And now if you think of it as a duology, so if they even get a second season, because I don't think they are,
they'll get a second one.
They'll get a second.
They let so much happen that they should. But with that being said, it's gonna rush through their origin. Okay, if you keep with the timeline, then both Osha and
May.
Asian Zaddy, I forgot his name.
Soul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, not Soul. No.
Milo Ren.
Smile Ren.
Oh yeah, come here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come here. Yeah, that's his name.
They're not going to be long for this world because then you have to introduce hopefully the Chancellor.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask this question to the Star Wars people on this one because, and maybe because I was blinking out during this episode, but what was the whole thing surrounding that one Jedi to the point to where they went after him? Like it was almost like
you're talking about Torben.
Yeah,
there were 4.
Torben, the Padawan, aka The new Jedi.
Oh, the Lannister.
They were
the kid from the Game of Thrones.
Yeah. He was the second one.
Oh, he was
in
the weak
line.
link.
Yeah, he was the weakest out of all of them.
He was the
So,
weak link.
Yeah.
And his motivation was, I'm homesick.
Okay.
and when they go home,
Yeah.
he was he flew like a lawn chair, but still.
Definitely did. It wasn't the same ever since when he had a black girl in his head.
I mean, the night sister only had him for 2 seconds, and immediately he's like,
"That's all she needed."
I mean,
I had to do a Lady Mandalore laugh on that one. It's like,
I mean, it was a sister, and it was Jodie Turner Smith, so I can see why he folded. I'll allow it.
The flesh is weak.
The flesh is weak. She's in my head, master.
It left him not talking for years. It's all good.
She threw it on him in a different form. I'm saying.
Some other questions.
In a circle.
Literally in a circle. Let's go.
So
no ass was hurt during the making of that scene, ladies and gentlemen.
I will say this. There were some very interesting moments, and like Lady Mandalore said, lightsaber duels and everything else, beautiful, absolutely beautiful,
phenomenal.
People are griping about canon, and let me be the one to say this.
Can I say it with you?
Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
That part.
Because here's the thing: you have a massive universe of history in this world, and as we know, in reality, the history that you thought you knew often changes because things are discovered.
Right.
This happens.
I'm so sorry. Finish. I'm sorry.
So when you say, "Oh," I'll use a perfect example. When you were younger, you were told Christopher Columbus discovered America, unless you were open-minded, like certain individual that's speaking right now, and knew that could not have been true if Native Americans were already living here. So it's not until later they say, "Oh no, this dude, he was doing things he had no business. He was lost," and that came years later. So here we are in the Star Wars universe, and you say, "No, but this is supposed to happen, and the Sith didn't exist, and this happened," that you know of.
Right.
But also, there are so many, not so many, like it's dozens, but there are so many authors with so many different interpretations of what the Force is, who should be canon, and what character is who, and attached to this one. It's gone. Let it go. Be grateful that they're incorporating any of the shit from any of those authors into this universe. Because y'all, we were dry for ideas. Okay, wasn't nothing coming out of these goddamn heads, executives' brains that was gonna make any of this universe look beneficial. Y'all better be fucking grateful that Filoni signed back up on board. I don't know what they did. I don't know how George got re-involved. Y'all need to watch your mouths. Watch your mouth.
Can I say that once upon a time, and maybe someone will agree with me, when it comes to the imagination, you want to enrich that and nourish that. And Star Wars was something that planted that seed for a lot of future writers, artists, creators, and things like that. So when you see people come in and talking about it's not canon, I look at you and say, so what are you lending to the creative process other than being a bitch? What are you offering to the argument instead of being a little fuckhead? Because all you're doing right now is lending your little bullshit theories when you're still sitting in the same bowl of cereal in front of you that you have for 20 years because you don't know how to move. You don't know how to create, but you want to get mad because the lightsaber color is different from this one. How about this? Put on some clean clothes, shut the fuck up, and leave the rest of us alone.
Sick of y'all shit.
Take a shower
The
first.
fact that somebody
actually,
the fact that someone actually cried about the kyber crystal, I said, you do know how this works, right? Like it bleeds when you give out negative emotion. That's what it does.
Now
it
wait,
actually happened in the video game too, Survivor.
Okay. Yep. See, okay, so here we are.
So
there are my canon for the fucking kyber crystal is that it's synthetic.
Mhm.
That's my canon. It's not even about the energy from the Force. It's red because they can't duplicate what happens naturally in the universe.
Right.
That's so there's already 3 different ways you can have a red y'all gotta breathe a little bit. You ain't gonna get every part from the legends into canon. Y'all gotta learn how to work with one another.
And this is why they had, and when I'm speaking in terms of the writers or whoever, director, whoever, this is why this is why when they started this whole thing with Star Wars, when Disney came in on board, got the IP and everything, they said they took everything off the board. They had to. They had to. And a lot of people didn't understand that. I'm like, that is a very deep and rich history of stuff. They have to take everything off the board in order for, they were like, let's take some of this, let's make it sense for story narrative and moving things forward.
Right.
Not saying it all works perfectly, but this is what they have to do. Now, in the case of this, I would have said, give me longer episodes that explain certain things. Some things just moved way too slow.
Right.
I don't care about
or glossed over and moved way too quickly.
Yeah, that part glossed over way too quick. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Now, and it didn't really give you, because we weren't sure if it was going to get a second season. We weren't sure if this was a one-shot season or anything. We didn't.
Right. I mean, we really didn't know exactly. And this again comes from someone whose Star Wars knowledge is limited, and looking at this as if I'm watching for the first time. So I get where
honestly, Spartan, we're all watching this for the first time. This isn't.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is you have background knowledge. Like when you look at it, you're looking at it like, okay, how much are they including in it? And if they're going to be following, because you're not going to be one of those ones that's going to be like Navy said, the lightsaber is supposed to be red. Why is it hazel? You're not going to be one of those, is what I'm getting at. But at the same time, when you're telling a story like this, like we saw from episodes 1 through 5, it's like, okay, you're telling the story of how these two came to be, what happened with the Night Sisters, why are they in hiding, and things of that nature. And then after episode 5, then 6, 7, 8 was like, what happened? It's like you started off strong, and then 3 episodes later, you're just like, so this is where we are.
Okay. Hellspawn, if you're watching or listening later, you're probably in bed right now. They are cops. Just he said it. He wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
But the way Soul just doubled down on his self-righteousness, I said, oh, and then the way that they swept that shit under the rug.
Oh,
quick
like,
fast. It is not 5.
Quick fast.
I don't get it.
What you mean?
Like he still has not come to terms with his emotions or his whole thing, his whole purpose about why he did what he did. And the fact, like you said, Lainey, the fact that they swept it under the rug
without a thought.
And yet the dark side is seen as evil.
But to me, that's
at least they're not gonna lie to you. I mean, at least they're not gonna lie to you.
Right.
A lot.
We'll even let you use the helmet so you can train yourself. We'll give you the Smilo Ren helmet.
Tafari, what you got, Tafari?
The Spirit of Magic helmet.
Mean, the lightsabers worked on unexplained Demon Slayer logic. I'm okay with that. So
I thought it was a cool added bonus.
It worked. I mean, I've seen the crystals, but I'm okay with it. But I kind of clocked the pacing. Like, what was it, like the 3rd or 4th episode? It's gonna be fights, backstory, fights, backstory, fights, backstory, rinse and repeat. End of this, I still don't know what the hell everyone wants. That's been my biggest thing. Like, what is the end goal here for anyone involved in this? Like the Jedi trying to duck the High Council, that in outside investigation is strung together more than what I'm trying to. What is everyone's end goal here? Like, we erased one's memory, the other one is now they've just switched places basically.
Right.
And are we just gonna do this season in reverse next season?
That was a dumb that was a dumb move. I'm sorry.
I will say this. There is somebody I need to shout out. Dennis Harewood, the counselor.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Green Lantern.
Yeah,
He read the,
John.
he read
No,
them
John
for
Johns.
filth. Yeah, John
Martian
Jones. Yeah,
Manhunt.
he read
Monster
them
Manhunt.
for
Oh,
filth.
Manhunter. My bad.
Yeah, he read them for filth, and I'm just like, it will be a brother do it. All right.
Mhm.
I saw him come in. I was like, "Boy, John Jones is dressing your ass down, and you
He
don't
was
like
out
it."
to read y'all for fucking filth.
He was reading John the fucking Riot Act comic book, newspaper article,
He said what
and the
had to
Sunday
be.
comics.
He said what he had to say, and then when
Mhm.
it came to the and being in front of the whole council, he stood in the back like, told
Uh-huh.
you.
Mhm.
I said when, not if.
I loved it when he stood before her and he said, "Good luck." She said, "Oh, or as you Jedi say, was it? May the Force be with you," and just walked away, still looking at her. I was like, "Oh, get it, let's go."
That was level of petty.
They had the cover story ready, like upon finding the body, and still gave him a Viking funeral.
Yeah, he seemed to have
That-
killed himself. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, just wait.
And this is why I sit there and say, and yet the Sith are supposed to be the evil ones.
I'm like, wait. This seriously?
I'm just saying, corrupted Jedi. You literally lied to Osha.
You know,
Even then, like it's like you can't feel emotions, so they cut him off before you could say that he loved them. But I'm like, you're literally not supposed to feel this at all. Like
You're just as corrupt. You're just as corrupt.
Our
I
current
love
republic
you.
died. Our current republic died because one guy got laid. Like, have we not? I get we're just doing the. That's Star Wars in a nutshell. Just
Whoopsie.
I mean, if you think about it, if they just sat there and said, do you want to have a family? Yes, you would have saved
I would have
everybody.
been in.
Now,
Yeah,
when he said when he took truths and bent them,
Mm-hmm.
because when he said, "I tried to save you both," yeah, that's how it started, and then you clearly made a decision.
In the back
To
was like,
not-
I want a Padawan. I want a Padawan.
I mean,
To,
had it-
to
That was not
Who
his
doesn't
decision to
fuck?
make.
Wait a
Kevin-
minute.
Kevin Rhodes.
Hold on. Let's be real about this. He was looking at OSHA straight on from jump. When he
Yeah.
peeked that ass around the corner from that tree, it was
He
all about
decided that
OSHA. He was
Yeah.
not trying to look for both.
Because they were
Yeah,
he
I
was
agree.
just like, there's a
I need a
virgin here
Padawan.
on this
Who looked
planet. We
this
can't
one?
find it anywhere, but because we've been here. How long were they there? They were like there for several
7
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah, several weeks.
Yeah.
So it was like, and we can't find it. And then here it is. He see these kids, and he senses something. He's like, I'll take one of them.
Whoops.
Right.
Killed
That
the
is
whole
became
family.
obsessed.
Everybody, my bad.
yeah, the instant obsession was what got me. And
Thank
like,
you.
Yeah.
just
It
can't-
was weird. It was weird.
Like if you were to tell me if you were to tell me they did recon, left according to their orders, and followed them for months, and then it got weird, and he was like, "I made a rash decision." Cool. He literally just walked in. He walked in, and it was like on some
On
prior
site.
to everything. Like prior to
Yeah.
everything getting cleared, he was on like some Neverland Ranch behavior.
I-
Like it was,
It gave pedo vibes.
and on
When
top
Indara
of
kept telling
that,
him
like,
I
no,
thought it was
he
me.
hated it. When
I thought it was
Indara
me.
kept telling him no, it's like, we're going to the council. No,
the
bullshit.
words
I'm
of-
going to go find him myself. I'm going to
Like-
go find and see what's going on. You
I'm sorry,
can't
with
stop.
your Irish accent.
No,
Right.
my dear. That's just an Irish accent right there. No.
No, that would be more Scotland.
Okay,
Yeah.
Scottish.
No,
Not-
that's
not really.
Scotland.
Not
No,
really.
that's
the
a
word.
Scotland. Don't do
More
that,
of a-
lad. No,
with a
this
split
is
tongue
Scotland
like
right
this.
here.
There's more blunt centered than their tongue is in the front of their mouths.
The
I
problem
just-
with the tongue in the
How
mouth
are
is
you
that they
going
don't
to
know
sit
how
there
to
and kill
eat.
somebody?
So I guess between the cameos, no young Yoda yet. I was hoping for that. Kiadi Moody.
Oh, that was bullshit.
They
Kiadi
showed,
Moody.
That
they
was
showed the
bullshit.
back of Yoda's head, and that was it.
Did that? Y'all are catching stuff I missed. I didn't even see old boy at the end.
No,
but, like,
Yeah.
because
It
you
was
didn't
literally,
care.
it was
You
literally.
didn't wait long enough. It was right
was-
at the very end.
I can't think of her
Was
character's name, but Leslie Headland is the
Versa?
actress. Is
No,
that her name?
VER something. I can't remember her name
Yeah.
either.
Just like
I'll look
Yaddle?
it up.
But that's when you
Greenhead.
find out.
I'm
That's
looking
when you
for
found
plot
out
points.
Kamir. That's when you find out Kamir was her student, her
Yeah.
failed student at that.
I lost respect for him after the end of the episode. It was like, okay, so this ain't a cool helmet, bitch. You're trying to hide. The second he was like, I need this back now.
No, it's like a Magneto helmet.
Still, with the one person you trying to hide from, clearly, okay, so this isn't about looking cool to mutant kind. You trying to hide from Charles. That's
Vanessa.
that's
That was the
bald
chick's name.
head and all.
Yeah, that's who he's. Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't about. Was he good in tapping into the Force using that helmet? Yes, but it had a double feature, and it was keeping himself hidden. Because that was even when he fought all the Jedi, he said that he's like, no, I can't leave anybody alive. So now the question is, one, why did you go bad?
He does it. He explains that. He explains that because he's like he was feeling a lot of these different things that the Jedi was like, this is not normal for you to feel as a Jedi. And he was like, nah, I want to be able to tap into those feelings. I want to be able to tap into this power. And you keep on telling me that I'm wrong for that.
It's Anakin. So, it's Anakin.
This is true. This is true. You know, but they do explain that.
Yeah.
I love how they sit there and say emotions lead to the dark side. So
yeah, because you keep telling me
what
no.
Up, Trey?
So the Jedi have repressed emotions.
Like,
what up, homie?
Do your Force training in this cool helmet, and then Green Mom shows up and is like, "Well, shit, turn it off, bitch. I need that back." Like his whole cool points went out the window. He was like, "I ain't doing this shit again." And just like,
I will.
Like you were ready to fight everyone else. You were ready to fight everyone else. When she pulled up, it was like, I need to go and find my corner immediately.
Right.
Training over. You on
your own. He was scared.
But I will say this about the show. I love the fact that the fight scenes have evolved.
Oh
yeah. That's the one. If there's a silver lining we can say about this, the fight scenes have evolved.
And even how they use the Force.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just the fight scenes, but on the evolution of the Force. Now that is something I do like. Like I remember even when Rey was kind of healing or whatever, like you're trying to push the thought process of what the Force can do forward, and not just about it just being that you can call something and you can Jedi mind trick. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that. Huh?
I just said Akio Broom
with
the Force pull.
I love you for that, Nicole.
Yeah.
This is why I keep saying they need to bring back Force Unleashed, because everybody was using it in different ways in like damn near every boss fight.
Yeah. And nobody complained about that shit. Nobody.
Shock T.
That's why I don't worry about how they're using the Force. There's it's like martial arts. You have blocks, you have punches, you have strikes. Yeah. It's how you do it. How Jet Li does it is different from Jackie Chan. And how Jackie Chan is different from how Donnie Yen does it. And it's different from Michael Jai White. However, you still getting hit. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's the first prequel movie, and then we just never use that again.
Right.
I had a thought, and I think the thought in my head is better than their writing, so this is probably not going to happen. My thought process is that what's this man's name? Khmer does know Darth Plagueis, obviously because of the island. He had to put the helmet back on to keep Vernesta from reading probing into his thoughts and finding Plagueis.
Good idea. Good idea.
But again, my thoughts are better than the writing, so
it was once this. I think so. What you say?
Obito until the mask came off, even though he's like, that can't make me sweat, until his sensei pulls up and stabs him in the spine.
Also, Donnie is gonna touch you 11 times. It's about
right.
And only get touched twice the whole movie.
You can't hurt me no more. Fuck.
So Lady Mandalore, I got a question. Would you think it's more the issue with this show for us is more along the lines of how the writing was paced? Because it
no. I thought you had something else to say to counter that. No. The writing with the show felt fumbled. It felt like they started off strong. They had a great opening, but they didn't know how to
punch the landing,
keep the plate full. If that makes sense. Yeah. There's no dessert. There's barely a main course. The appetizers were shit though. You know what I mean? The little pigs in a blanket. Yeah, they was hitting for a little bit, but I'm hungry, bitch. I'm hungry. I'm not here for appetizers. I'm here for the whole meal. If you're gonna give me, what is it, 8-course meal? I want all 8 of them courses. I want to be
you need to
my guy in the bear. I want to be fed.
You don't need to be here, and then you drop me. Like, no.
I'm not here for that. And
like, if you keep going up, you need to keep going up. You need to punch it.
You not all. If you give me a nice smooth landing, that dessert could be a little something foam or whatever, a little sweet treat at the end. It don't have to be a big ass piece of cake. I'm full from the meal already. Just give me a little.
Yeah,
a little something, a little Hershey kiss out the door.
That would have made the ending that Yoda reveal. That would have made that ending that much sweeter.
Yoda should have been in this series.
Yoda could have
least sound like Ki-Adi-Mundi was just there because, like, what was the?
I missed that. No, I don't agree.
Oh,
you don't think he should have?
You know me. I actually really.
No, I'm saying like I was hoping to see more Jedi who we know live long lives because of how long their race lives. So now the fact that we only got one, it's like. And Ki-Adi-Mundi's here for some reason. The one person who specifically said there hasn't been a Sith for a millennia, which now you just open up a can of worms just because. If you were telling me that like you're showing other past Jedi who've been around to kind of, hey, they were here for this situation or just fun cameos, cool. But it was just Ki-Adi.
Well, unless it's one of them unless it's one of those situations where. Once again, it goes back to the history. According to history, which is probably what he should have said. According to history, there hasn't been a Sith in millennia.
Well, the way that they make this go right now, it's not. You know what I mean? I don't know. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even know if they called them that.
They didn't. They actually didn't.
So I was about to say, so if you're even talking about from a technical standpoint, they did it. If you're talking about from non-technical standpoint, outside of the word Sith, I don't know if they know what to call it. You know what I mean? They just might be like, oh, this is Rogue Jedi, especially because
even Kamir said it. Kamir said it. Yeah. Kamir even said it. He was like, what did you call them? Sith? So even he didn't know unless he was just teasing, but still.
So at this point, you don't have that. I just really thought that this was actually going to be the beginning of their version of Rule 2. That's what I really thought that this was going to be about. And so, and I would have actually walked away a little bit satisfied without Plagueis.
Yeah.
Because once you bring in Plagueis, now you're bringing in all that history of what that can mean. And it's like, this kind of don't make sense now. You kind of just too much.
My other thought is that if they are really 10 toes down and keeping this a secret, then him saying that we haven't seen them in a millennia is accurate.
That was kind of what I felt like was the retcon, but it just felt weird to have like, because I didn't catch the Yoda thing to my second watch, but even then to just have specifically only him out of all of our old living races, it just felt like. By the way, he's also here.
Fan service.
That felt like
fan
service, but it's just like which course of dinner are we at here? Dinner, lunch, dessert, brunch, dinner. Where are we? I'm not angry at the meal. I just don't know if we're eating it at the right time.
You're right, Kevin. You're right, Kevin. Kevin Davis says Star Wars renewed Andor and Ahsoka for season 2, and they didn't have blockbuster viewership. They didn't. But on Disney Plus, but it was.
This was vitriolic.
Like Ahsoka, I was expecting the second season because we were invested anyway. Andor was the one I was like, oh, I didn't think they were going to give it a second season, considering the fact we know what happens.
Right.
So that was the surprise platter, but whatever.
They also opened up way too much in Ahsoka for them not to give a second season.
Yeah,
I feel like
you can't open up a live action Thrawn and not give us a second season.
Yeah,
I feel like they all got this memo, like go completely insane on your middle episode and then just do what you need to do from there. Because middle episode of this, episode 5 of Ahsoka, which was like just Clone Wars on steroids.
Yeah, They give you that look at Netflix Daredevil episode 5.
Mhm.
Both all seasons. Episode 5, something major happens.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Game of Thrones too.
Yeah.
Which one?
Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Always
It gives-
five is always the magical number for whatever's going to be the pivotal moment.
Yeah. Especially when it's a short run season, like
Game of
short
Thrones.
episode type season. Yeah.
I
So-
still have
Although
so many
with
questions
Marvel,
about
episode 3 is always a hallway scene.
that. I'm still confused about the Coven because, like, are we just is the conclusion that they were just gonna have terrible parents regardless of who they got left with? What was even their plan? You can stab smoke apparently because I thought she was just gonna phase away and be like,
It's
She
really
should
a
have. That's
Yeah,
bullshit,
she
right?
should have. She was going to go over to.
and
was
why does canceling the chant kill everybody? Like
But see,
That is a fair point.
I think to your question, first of all, we didn't get so much about them for you to even say that they're going to be bad parents. Not you specifically, but just the assumption that they're going to be bad parents. Because like one thing that annoyed me was that Soul was just dead on like I'm rescuing them. You're rescuing them from what though? You have
Because there was no
idea
other than the training that he's seen, which
Thank you.
by design is not brutal. There was
Thank
no
you. You
it
did
wasn't
not know
brutal.
what they were training them for. You have no idea what threat they might have been under, and as to why that this might have been something for survival. So therefore, you're going in very, very blind. So you're making us the viewers to make it seem as if these women are bad, when in fact we have no idea what they were about, and they didn't even bother giving us that information.
But
And-
the
No, go ahead.
what is her name? The mother. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Jodie Turner Smith.
Yes, her. She explained it. It's about power. The Jedi don't know how to wield that power, and for them over there to have it at all, y'all making Force babies over. Oh, wait a minute.
You
Can't
right.
have that.
You
Cannot
right.
have that at all.
in the words of comedic poet Carlos Miller, quit touching shit.
Yeah.
That stops literally what you were told. Literally stops everything that happens.
That part, Nicole.
From the
That's
time
it.
he discovered them
That
in the
part.
forest and
I'm
tracked
leaving
them all
that
the way
one up
back.
for a while
Yeah,
because that is the parallels to Europeans coming across Native American people. Look at that.
that's
Look at
fact.
I would have taken a
Look at
backstory of the Coven having a run from them before and given reasons why. Like
I would tell you the minute Inara told Soul and they were joking, she was joking about it, but he took it seriously. That's why you don't have a Padawan. I said, this is where that shit started.
Thank you, Verb.
Because that's where it started. Because the minute he saw them in the forest, he just went on straight stalker mode. And I said, oh, here we go. See, now I don't like your ass because you went all the way to where they're at. They weren't fucking with nobody. They were doing their own thing. You got your feelings hurt because you're not a master with a Padawan. And here's a master with a Padawan. And you got, all of a sudden your nuts all shriveled up. I'm going to get her. I will save her. So now that's the excuse he used in order to infiltrate. And I just like, wow, bro. Wow.
And her
Now, I
Padawan was a
will-
menace.
Yeah. Now, exactly. Now, I will say this for the twins, which we find out aren't really twins.
Twins.
Their parentage dynamic is a mirror image of how the girls act.
Yes.
When you have, because the other mother, she was, I'm like, dial it down, chill.
It fits with what we know of that race. We see in the media and Star Wars media for that race of people. They're a little aggro. Doesn't mean that that she didn't care any less. She carried those kids. She may seem a little aggro to us, but to her, she's mama bearing her kids.
Oh, yeah. She was mama bearing the hell out them kids.
Yeah.
She's mama
she
bearing
was
her
like,
kids.
she was like anger. I'm like, Karen, bring it down. It's
and what you call it saw that as those girls are in danger. It's just
no, she was getting them ready for a Jedi-filled universe where y'all go around being cops to everything you don't understand. So
now, what I will say is that whole entire event was seriously a series of unfortunate events. That's what that boiled down to. It was just like, you shouldn't have been there, you shouldn't have started the fire, and you should have minded your business. That's what that boy, like, nobody told you to run off to do nothing, nobody told you to run off to do anything, and you shouldn't have been there in the first damn place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, Lemony Snicket came in my head. I was like, oh man, all you think is missing are the Baudelaires. Just go and get in the middle of shit.
Baudelaires, the orphans.
Just get in the middle of shit. That's all.
And that's as I was watching that episode of how that whole thing unfolded, I'm like, he should have kept his. Nobody told Torben to run off. He should have not even moved.
Exactly. And when they go home,
May should have checked her guys. May should have been checked in, because that whole starting the fire thing, it was like, you dealing with stuff you ain't got no business. So you're at fault too.
Firebug.
Yeah, firebug.
To be fair, her mother got her all hyped up and mad and just said, shh, go ahead, create chaos. I'm like, you should have got your ass kicked for that stupid shit.
There was that. And then Soul going after Torben and everybody going after Torben. It was just like, you should have snatched his. I get it. You went after him to like, yo, get your ass back in the car. We but then you still were there because now other stuff didn't happen. Other things has gone down, and now you have to do something.
Right.
But had you not been there being nosy.
So can someone explain one thing to me? When Torben took off, why didn't Indara take her ass and go after her Padawan and leave Soul behind? That was like, he's not Soul's responsibility.
Right.
You're his master.
Right.
Why did you send another master off after your Padawan? I was like, this is some stupid shit. You knew he was unstable.
Yeah.
He's a crazy man after an insane boy. Meanwhile, we're still at the camp. Everything is safe. Oh, call the council.
You hear the Wookiee was just like, these motherfuckers.
Yo,
the Wookiee
he was the blackest Jedi in the whole thing.
Busy.
I got it. Now I gotta do something. God dog. That was his whole vibe. He was like,
I was perfectly fine by this fire. Now I gotta do some shit.
Blonde head boy. He's like, I done told y'all about this little blonde head boy. I told y'all. You don't want to hear me, so whatever.
Told you he was softer than baby powder, but yeah, y'all one.
Force powers, magic kids, Osha's mom, she's dead. We didn't start the fire.
Lord.
That was a nice freestyle, real quick.
My crew, everybody.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Was the evil twin who's not the good one then?
That I kind of seen that coming.
I feel like they're gonna magically put her memory back. Like, sit her with Yoda for an hour. By the way, they're over there.
Yeah. I kind of seen that one coming when I'm like, when May decides to pose as Osha. And
all the way down to Pip.
Yeah, all the way down to Pip. I'm like, oh, so you rebooted Pip, so Pip just gonna follow you, and so because Pip don't know shit anymore.
No, it's like Pip squirt her in the eye. Oh, nigga, okay.
Like, so this whole, I'm like, so they're switching sides, and I kind of seen that coming. I didn't really like that.
I'm glad they did though.
I'm like, it was too. I don't know if it was because it was too predictable, or if it just didn't sit right.
What was the need? What was the need?
The reason why I say is because we always have basically light characters stay light and dark characters stay dark. I hear what you're saying, Kara. I kind of agree with it in a sense, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like the fact that you actually had a light character go dark, and I hope that
would have been fine. That would have been fine. But it was just like, you have the light character go dark, and now what? The dark character is gonna go light. And I'm like, and now that we know that they're,
it would be nice if they actually write her out the show. Just let her go, and actually focus on Osha.
But this isn't even the first time that this has happened. It happened in Obi-Wan when we had the Night Sister be like, "Oh shit, maybe I'm not on the right fucking side," and she runs off some fucking where. We had it happen with Anakin. Who else did it happen to? It's happened to.
But did they stay?
Ventress.
Yeah, but did they stay that way? like even Ventress, I actually like her card because her arc was very personal, and I understood the push and pull,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But did they stay that way on that trajectory? That's the thing. They never stick to a staying part. They always
Right.
either have them go back and forth, or just stay. And I'm just like, I want to see someone who is supposed to be projected to be light go dark and stay that way.
Mm-hmm.
You have not seen me personally. I have not seen that.
And
So that's why
do
I'm
you
like,
think-
I don't
My
mind
thing is
it.
though, like, who's she went dark, but for what? Literally, everyone who was accosted you was dead. So, like, what purpose do you have right now?
You would think
I
mission
mean, is
accomplished.
it because me personally,
Might-
I think they did a poor way of portraying the fact that one, they're not really twins. They're
Mhm.
one of the same quote unquote person.
right.
They had the little rhyme.
A clone, if you will.
Basically, yeah.
They had their little rhyme.
I choose the word glimmer.
But did this, when you hear about the Virgins and then you think about Osha and May, and then you think about how Anakin came to be, and then you think about Luke and Leia.
Mhm. You start to
Oh,
wonder if the
fucking
force,
shit.
you start to wonder if the force made some improper decisions.
Because how often did they say Anakin was the one to bring balance to the Force? Anakin's the one to bring balance to the Force. Anakin's the one to bring balance to the Force. Technically, he did
Yeah.
Right.
by having Luke and Leia.
Right.
So is
Laney's face is all crunchy right now.
Would
Because
Luke,
when
would
you say
Luke,
by having Luke and Leia, I mean,
but
No,
would
they
Luke
were
and
on the
would-
light side of
would-
light.
but would Luke and Leia be considered part of the Virgins?
No.
no.
They're
You don't
both
think?
on the side of light. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
So they have to
And,
be.
and they were also
one
naturally
dark, one-
conceived.
Although
Yeah, and they didn't
in
split
Luke's case,
in their
that
Yeah.
we've seen in that we've seen.
Right.
Anyway, Luke has battled that line. He hasn't gone dark, but he has seen that vision of him being so.
Oh yeah, all Jedi are tempted. So
Yeah.
the question is, which side line you're going to stand on? You're going to stay on this side, or you're going to jump to the other side? You're going to dress like a nerd. Or you're going to look like a cool ninja. Choice is yours. Which one?
Well,
And
Jedi's
we-
are always tempted. Sith are always assured.
So would you say, okay, I'm gonna go further. The fact that we know how Anakin was created,
Do we?
or it's been implied. let's put it that way.
Speculation for years.
Speculation and implication.
Immaculate
There we go.
conception.
Immaculate conception. Can we say
Accusation.
false accusation? Can we say that maybe
I was
Anakin
going to hell.
was maybe part of the Virgins?
Well, they said it. Isn't that
Did they?
implied?
No, it's
I mean,
it's basically stated
Yeah.
I mean, who's
They
not,
stated-
in the way that he was in the way that he
You know,
was
wait, you're not even sure. It's like
Right.
it's
I mean,
like,
conceived. Something.
who's not to say
Something.
who's not to say Anakin's mom didn't spend time as a night sister? That's all I'm saying. Who's not to say she didn't spend some time with a coven?
Lord
I
have
mean, you could
mercy.
easily make her Kenny's mom from South Park. I never should have hung out with that cult that summer.
Oh shit! But that's the joy of Star Wars, because there are a lot of gaps in storytelling.
Now, see, that's the part of it that I love, because
it lends
makes
to
you
the
thinking.
imagination. You know, it's
Right.
always a discussion somewhere. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? It's just the purists who drive the whole conversation nuts because you want it to be fact. No, imagination isn't fact. Imagination will always be abstract. It's always an idea. It's always a concept. So, and that's what makes it fun.
Meanwhile, the stormtroopers are like, at least we know certain shit.
I know who my daddy is.
He's your daddy. No, he's not. Oh wait, he is.
I don't.
I
So
always want a stormtrooper say it to a Jedi. I know who my daddy is.
right. So I want to say this. I
Father's Day.
overall performance of the Acolyte on a scale of 1 to 10. Overall performance, storytelling, pacing, action, and let's just say sticking the landing. Navy, we'll start with you.